There is a powerful call from REM students to be heard, to have their voices not only acknowledged, but amplified. In this documentary, I aim to provide just that platform, to explore these challenges, share their stories, and spark meaningful change. So this is not just a varsity campaign. This is #TellYourStory.
My name's Anna and this is my story. So I play football in a women's football team. Equestrian. My mum used to be a horse rider when she was younger. She used to ride for Brunei and I always wanted to do it. I thought it was super cool, but yeah, just never had the facilities or resources or financial support to really do it. Everyone's situation is different. We talked about social classes, financial reasons, just access to basic resources, being factors to why people can or can't play sport. So I guess that is why you see such a difference in, one sports team to another. It's for those that are more expensive or cheaper than others. It was a bit daunting in my first year when I'm walking around the Freshers' Fair and seeing all the sports societies and, well, for myself being an ethnic student, just kind of seeing a white dominant society advertising for that society. Yeah, it was a bit intimidating. I didn't know if I would fit in, but for myself, and the reason I chose to go to football taster sessions and try and make the team is because I love football. I love the sport. And although it is a personal challenge of mine to try and have the confidence to go into such a new setting, a new country, with a new team, again, facing the same challenges, I wanted to put that aside and come and play for the sport. So yeah, although I felt welcomed into the football team, but I didn't feel fully integrated until much later on, where I then built my confidence and then started to put aside all the thoughts you have in the back of your head about, I'm the only one who looks different on the team. But yeah, again, just had to put it to the side to play football. I guess it also kind of taught me that being an REM student and having an ethnic background does really have an influence on your sense of belonging. I really didn't realize it until I came here. So yeah, it does have an influence, but I think I said in my last campaign as well, it's helped me become more resilient, and I feel more confident going into those settings now because I know I've done it in the past. And I've walked out of it absolutely fine and better than I was before. So I feel strong, I feel confident, yeah, and I feel empowered because, well, at least at varsity, I was able to, be a part of this campaign and wear my One Love armband and show that you can overcome these barriers and get to positions where I am. Playing sport has built my confidence in showing people that doesn't matter what background you come from, where you grew up, how you look, how you speak, you can get to those same levels as anyone else. And I think, yeah, it's pushed me to the point where I just want to prove people wrong. And break that stereotype of what a typical women's footballer should look like, or a typical first team captain of an English university should look like. I want to show people through sport that it's possible. It's possible if you put your mind to it and if you work hard for it, and if you have those conversations, of what we're talking about and equality in sport and everything. Unfortunately, I have experienced microaggression during football games, I've had comments about where I come from, why I look the way I look, why I sound the way I look, what's wrong with my accent, things like that. In the middle of a football match when I'm trying to, play a game, football. It's never the nicest, and it is upsetting, but I really just try to stay composed. I think, like I talked about, sport making me feel confident and inspiring me. It also has helped me be a better person on the pitch. I don't give into what they say and the reaction they want out of me, because I know they're just trying to get in my head for the sake of, I don't know, just getting around me or, lowering my confidence. But because I've experienced it all in the past, I've heard it all, I'm able to just keep a calm mind, focus on what I'm doing on the pitch, and kind of just ignore it, I guess. I've had support from my teammates, they'll come over and referee will come over, have a chat and stuff. But I don't know, kind of just got support, like, Anna, don't let it get to you, you'll be fine, stuff like that. But never really any action against what's being said or done. It's even gotten to the point where comments then turn into more violent tackles, more aggressive pushes when I don't even have the ball. But I'm just told, don't let it get to you, don't let it get to you. And that's what I have to do. I think it's incredibly important, because if one person is facing discrimination, they're gonna feel, they're excluded. They're gonna feel not a part of the team. They're not gonna feel supported if everyone's just ignoring the fact that they're facing discrimination. Well, especially in football or like a field sport where you're in a team, you're then not a team if you're not supporting your teammates. And some people might say, oh, it's just personal stuff. Like, no, like, if someone on your team is upset and they're having issues and they don't feel a part of your team, you're not going to play well. Football, like, sport is also about chemistry and communication, and if you don't have that with your teammates, you're not going to play well. If you don't trust your teammates, you're not going to play well, and you're not going to succeed. So yeah, allyship is incredibly important, especially in team sports, because if you don't have that, you're not a team, I'd say. Well, I guess it then comes down to like being recognized and being supported. If we as a society feel we're not being seen and we're not being supported in the sense of, standing up against discrimination, we feel secluded, we feel isolated. And then you don't have a Team Kent. You just have different, individual teams in that realm. You don't have a cohesive sports society or student body. And then I guess that then leads to things like cliques, like sports society is not mixing and talking and integrating because you feel that they don't care about what you're doing. And once someone starts feeling like they don't care, they're gonna take a step back and they're gonna push away. If one person can make a change in a society, which then makes a change for Team Kent, that can then make a change for the whole university in fighting for equality in sport. Well, I think things like this, letting them know that it is an issue, maybe someone in a non-REM student society watched the campaign and went, oh, thinking about it, we don't actually have we don't have diversity in our society. And that will then get them thinking about how they can maybe do that. It's the willingness and the being open to listening and having a diverse society or club or student body, whatever it is, when I joined the team, although it was predominantly white, they were still warm and welcoming and really friendly to me. And then I felt safe to then come to the taster sessions and try out and get to know them. And I think that's where it starts, because then I joined the team, and then the next year when I'm at the freshers stall and I'm advertising, I'm talking about this, this and that, and you know, we accept this, this and that, and people are like, oh wow, didn't know that. Yeah, so come along, you'll be fine. You know, we're all family. It's, you know, like, you know what I mean? You just have to let people know, and that will then start the influx of people then coming through, and the diversity of people coming through, I think. I think either or. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. It's effort from either side of the story, in my opinion. Because if they're willing to do it, but they're not, it's never gonna work. Same goes vice versa, you know? But if they're both willing, then people will come together. I've seen much more diversity in different leadership roles in different clubs. Like I think last year, I remember going to the captain's meeting before varsity and kind of sitting there like, oh, there's just like 5 of us. There's just 5 of us here. That's great, yeah. But like, sorry, yeah, but I remember sitting there and thinking, oh, there's not many of us here. But this year, from like just walking around the Freshers Fair, seeing social media posts, first team captains, presidents, club presidents, vice presidents, there's so much more diversity for the face of clubs now, which I really, really like and really, really appreciate. And I think it is having an influence on students joining those societies. I think REM students should put themselves in uncomfortable situations. It's never easy, but if there's not that openness from this side of the society, then you're gonna have to be the first one to break that barrier. And, well, like for me, if you love the sport, if you have a passion for it, then yeah, you have to jump over those obstacles to get to where you want to. Yeah. Like I said, for the university, they need to do better at showing that they are open and accepting to REM students in sport. If that's done through simple things like advertising, showing the REM students that are in the sports societies, or then doing the big things like giving scholarships and financial support to equipment and kits and stuff like that, then yeah, that's what needs to be done. It just needs to be action and conversation about equality in sport at university. And I think that will help REM students, first of all, feel more welcome to the idea of it, which will then in turn make them more included in university sport.
Thank you so much for watching this mini documentary, but this is not the end of the conversation. The conversation is just beginning. Keep your eyes peeled for the next #TellYourStory.